Well, good morning, everybody. It's a cloudy, dreary day down here. I'm sitting on the Sea Fever at the Marina at Marker 7. Came down, I had some tidying up I had to do. Hopefully, this week, we're going to be actually pulling the motor out of the boat. We're going to bring it over to the lift slip, and Kyle and my buddy Justin are going to come down. Kyle's got a marine business, a mobile marine business, and he just got a new truck with a 30-foot boom. So we're going to bring the Sea Fever over to the lift slip. He's going to boom the motor up, out, replace it with replace a new oil pump in it, and then put it back in. And hopefully, he said it can be done in about 2 hours, which would be awesome. So we'll be ready to go. We had an oil pressure problem uh, that took forever to figure out. So, um, but we got it. It's more than likely a cracked or broken pickup tube. So we're just going to replace the whole oil pump, and we'll be good to go. Everything else is fine. But that's where we are with that. So. We had some questions about the fluke fishing, and it's really started to pick up. There were multiple double digits caught over the last week and a half or 2 weeks, so that's really good. And lots of numbers, lots of good size fish. That six. I love going out and catching that 6, 7, 8 pounder. When you get a multiple fish like that on a trip, it makes it well worth it. So. It's good stuff. Let me see if I can get I'm trying to figure out how to get these comments. I can't really see the comments, which stinks. Let me see if I can see that. 1 second. Let's see. So much. There we go. Yeah. Well, I know there was one double digit that was caught just off of Black Point, off of Niantic, just over 10 pounds. And there were multiple double digits caught off Montauk in the past week and a half. So one was a 13 and a half, a 12 and a half, another 12. So we had, and same kind of thing happened. I had mentioned it in a couple of videos back. Same kind of thing happened a few years ago where the fluke fishing sucked and nobody was catching them. Everybody was worried about it, and then all of a sudden, the big fish showed up, and everybody started catching, really nice fish, and it was probably one of the best seasons that we've had in a long time for big fish. The last trip, I don't know if anybody saw the video that I posted up yesterday. From a doormat fluke hunt that we had, where our buddy Jack there caught his very first fluke. It was a 6.5 pounder. It was on the first drop. I literally tied up his rig, gave him the rod, told him what to do with it. He dropped it down, and next thing you know, he said, I've got one. So that was pretty cool. And but I ended up setting up those guys on a high-low rig, and that's like, it's old school. It's not the bucktail and teaser rig, but the good old-fashioned high-low rig. And I'm going to do a video about it coming up, just because we had some questions. People, I had a couple guys ask, what's a high-low rig? And it's super simple. You just get a spool of fluorocarbon, and you tie your. You can buy these pre-rigged. I don't particularly like to do that, just because I can tie it pretty quick, but you pull off a bit of your leader here and make a loop, and you just tie basically 2 overhand knots. It's called a surgeon's loop. Tie 2 overhand knots. That's the bottom for your weight, and then you go up. I like going up not too far, because the weight, you've got a distance. You could probably make that loop a lot smaller than I did, but So I measure from the knot. So I'll go up from the knot about 10 or 12 inches, and then you just kind of roll it over so you can make a circle. Give yourself a little bit of room, and then just start winding over the main line. And do it like, I don't know, 6-7 times. You'll have a little loop that forms in there. And you take this piece and just pass it through that loop, and you have to grab it with your teeth. Hold it with your teeth like this, and just pull your hands apart. And there you got a dropper loop. It's called a dropper loop. And then, you tie another one up here, and go up another, 12 inches or so, and you do another dropper loop. And then what you do is, so you put your weight on here, and then you get your teasers, whatever kind of teaser you like. That's a poison tail, which is basically just a freshwater bass jig. This is a tsunami hollow teaser. I really like. You can put these on the glass minnows, tsunami glass minnow. But yeah, you rig them up. You put if you're using the hollow teaser, put the teaser on first. Just kind of you pinch your loop, thread them on, put a 4 or 5/0 Gamakatsu hook on there, and you're good to go. And the reason I did that was, number one, it's a lot easier for people who don't fluke fish very much, but it's also really nice because it's a little bit different. And a lot of guys are using, John Skinner made the bucktail rig and teaser pretty popular. That's what we use a lot of. So I figured, you know what, let me change it up. It was kind of an experiment, and it worked out really well. The guys caught a lot of fish on it. We didn't go through nearly as much gulp as we usually would on a bucktail and teaser, for whatever reason. And it's just much simpler to fish. You're not. It's just the weight really on the bottom that you're feeling and pulling against. So anyway, so give that a shot. It's changing it up once in a while is really good. The other thing that I'm going to make a video about coming up here soon is about the different types of teasers. And I've been experimenting with some of these. So, for instance, this is the Tsunami Glass Minnow, which I've caught a ton of fish on. This is the one Skinner uses all the time. You see in his videos. I've caught a lot of, actually, I think the majority of my double-digit fluke that I've caught have been on this teaser, on this color actually too. The problem is with it, which sucks, is this damn thing causes so much line twist on the loop. So, and I think it has to do with this head design. I wish the hook eye was out here more on the end of it. But that's one of the things I really do like, is I like the hook on this, and it's a custom hook that Tsunami has made for them, and it's got barbs, 2 barbs, one here and another one here, that are facing up, so that way when you put your grub on it, it really grabs onto it well. And the long shank puts the hook point further down into the grub. So maybe it's due for a redesign. But anyway, so that's that one. Then you have, whoop, of course I dropped that on the floor. Let me grab it. You have the poison tail, which, like I said, its roots are from the freshwater bass fishing. It's a freshwater bass jig, is basically what it is. He does a nice job. I like where the hook eye is in it. The hook I'm not crazy about. It's a little thick. The gauge wire on it is a little thicker than I would like. Here, let me show you the difference. I don't know if you can see this or not. See the difference in the wire gauge? It's a little hard to see, but the thinner gauge wire is going to penetrate better. It's going to make a smaller hole, more like a needle. So, but they're hand tied, which is nice. You can see that there. It's a wire. Let me see. I don't know if you can see that. It's a wire tied skirt. So that takes some time. It's somebody's doing this by hand. It's a nice jig, and we catch a lot of fish on this thing. So that's the poison tail, and then you have, which is becoming my favorite because it's so simple and it weighs nothing. It's the Tsunami Hollow Teaser, and it's just basically a cone with a little hole in it, and you thread your loop through there. You put on a 4 or 5/0 Gamakatsu hook, bait holder hook, and there you go. And this thing doesn't twist your line or anything, because once you take that rubber band off, it's just a skirt. And the fish really like them. So we're going to do a video about these, and I'll show everybody how to rig them up. Maybe you have some ideas of how to not have this Tsunami glass minnow twist your line up so bad, because it's brutal. I mean, usually within an hour, that thing is so wound up you can't even. It's like the loop spins, and then it ends up spinning onto your main line, and it's just a mess. It looks, I don't know. Put down in the comments if you have the same problem. We'll figure it out together. But the forecast for this week for Long Island Sound and Montauk, as far as the wind goes, looks pretty good. There's a couple days in there where it's going to be like between 10 to 15 miles an hour. We have an east wind, northeast wind today. We'll have an east wind tomorrow, and then it will change from the south, which is fine. It'll be southeast. So it's going to blow some of that warmer water up. The tuna guys will be really happy, because I think it's going to end up with a southern wind that blew a lot of warm water up straight up the coast and out to the, say Cape Cod, and a seagull getting attacked by a crow. And now we have that southeast wind that's going to be pushing the warmer water closer to shore. So I think Montauk's going to really heat up. I think Block is going to heat up. So if you're looking to go fluke fishing either at Block or Montauk, this week's going to be good. Probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be really good. So, but other than that, we've done a lot of trips. I'm looking forward to getting the the motor and the Sea Fever resolved this week, which is going to be so great. And we have some ground to cover, some makeup time. So we're going to be fishing a lot. We're doing a lot of Montauk trips. We're doing a lot of Block trips. I'm going to be doing some Point Judith trips. That's another place I really wanted to fish this year for fluke. There's some great structure off Point Judith. It's a little bit longer of a ride, but actually it's about the same distance as, say, Montauk, but boy, there's a lot of nice structure over there, and I don't think it's fished very much. So, but anyway, everybody have a great day. But I like these little early morning live things, just I had to come down to the boat, and I had my coffee with me, so I said, screw it, let's go live and figure out what we want to talk about. But everybody have a great day. Let me know. Oh, by the way, this Thursday is another live stream with John Halkias and myself. So make sure you tune in Thursday at 7 o'clock. Let's see. No trip today, unfortunately. It's I wish I was going. I wish I could fish every day. Man. It's when I was editing the that last video on Sunday night, I was like, man, I could just stay out there forever. As long as when the fish are biting like that, I could literally stay out there forever. There's just something so amazing when you're bouncing that bucktail or whatever it is that you're using, and you feel that kind of that weight, You set the hook and it's just stuck to the bottom. Oh, it's awesome. But yeah, so We're going to be doing the live stream with John Halkias Thursday at 7 o'clock on YouTube. You can go on either channel and pick it up. Make sure you have some questions. Then this coming Sunday, if you're a Patreon member or a channel member of Jigging Jerks, you can join us on our Sunday show, and we give you a little bit more detailed information. So anyway, everybody have a great day, whether you're fishing or working or just hanging out on vacation or whatever it is. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Take care, everybody. How the hell do you turn this off? Oh, the button. See you, everybody.